To Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call. Darla just tweeted me, how about those Buccos? How about Woody just tweeted me? He said Rivera is a monster, and I wanted to bring this up, Gene. Best closer, best we've had, lights out. He was hitting 101 a couple times, 100, just blowing it by guys. And I bet you the Nationals right now, Gene, are regretting making that move last year for him, because that's what they need right now as a closer.
Absolutely. That's the one thing that keeps the Nationals from really being, I think, the favorite to win everything. I mean, they don't have a closer, and they've struggled with it all summer. And you know, here's the guy Rivera who they had, and you know, he's turned into one of the best in the league.
Hey, Tony Watson's probably going to be available.
Yep.
Maybe they can take a chance on him. All right, let's get out to the phone lines, and we're going to go out to let's go out to Tim in Shaler. How you doing, Tim?
Hey, good evening, guys.
Thanks for calling.
Show. Hey, just wanted to get your opinion on something. Now that the homestand is turning out the way we all hoped, and it looks like we may be hopefully buyers as compared to sellers, if that's the case, and if we are buyers, do you foresee perhaps is priority one going to be pitching, or is it going to be maybe replacing or getting a third baseman in here? Because I think that third baseman is the one position where I think they may need to address. And that's it. I just want to get your opinion. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Tim. That's a great question, Gene. What do you think? I mean, what's the one position you think they need to go after?
Well, if I was going to buy something, I'd buy a starting pitcher, but they're very expensive, and people don't want to generally give them up. Other than that, you know, I don't really see a crying need anywhere. David Freese has done a pretty good job. You can't play every day, but you have Adam Frazier, who's done a good job, and you can move Josh Harrison over there. So I would be looking at pitching and maybe even catching, backup catcher.
You know, I think their one need for next year, though, is a third baseman. If things don't work out with Gung, and yeah, definitely, Tim, a starting pitcher would help the Pirates right now. But if they do get into the playoffs, they're only going to need 3 pitchers. But you also got to think, if they get into the playoffs, they're not going to have Starling Marte, so they might need another bat in the lineup or another outfielder too. But I guess Adam Frazier would take over that, or Jose Osuna, or a combination of both of those guys. All right, thanks a lot, Tim. I appreciate it. Let's go out to Mark in well, he's not there anymore. All right, let's go out to Ethan in Cranberry. How you doing, Ethan?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Well, I wanted your opinion on this. Do you think the Pirates will be buyers or sellers? It's a little bit early, but they're on a great run. It's a little bit early. Do you think they're going to be buyers or sellers? I want your.
All right, Ethan. Thanks for the call. You know, Gene, it's hard for me to predict. I want them to be buyers. They probably won't be sellers. I don't think that they have much to sell right now. I don't think they're going to trade Andrew McCutchen. That's their biggest piece. And the rumors about Felipe Rivera going to the Dodgers are probably ridiculous. That's not going to happen. I just think that they're going to be somewhere in the middle. They're going to try to sell some pieces and maybe try to get a pitcher that they can fix or something. I don't think that they're going to go all in, is what I'm saying. I don't think they're just going to be a complete buyer.
Well, Ethan, as we said at the top of the show, it depends on these next 2 days. And even when you get to the end of the next 2 days, you're still only at July 20th. That's still a week and a half before the deadline. There's absolutely no way to answer that question.
Yeah, they can still get within 3 games of the Brewers and that 3 games of first place and get
and
to 500.
And 7.
Yeah, and we're talking about a team that's 500. It's not like they're going to be 5 or 6 or 7 games over. This is a team that potentially can get to 500 if they sweep the Brewers. You got your ace on the mound tomorrow, or I mean, one of the 2 next days. I mean, your 2 best pitchers you would think are going to pitch. So those are good odds for the Pirates. But yeah, you never know what can happen out there. But right now they have some momentum, and that's the one thing they talked about.
9 of 11. Yep.
Yeah, they're hot at the right time. So all right, back out to the phone lines, and we're going to go out to Matt Shaler. How you doing, Matt?
Oh, hey, well, you keep saying buyers and sellers. Well, I got the perfect solution.
Go ahead.
They've proven they can win without Starling Marte. I love Gene's views on Marte. They don't need him. Trade him and then buy everything else. There it is, right there. There's the solution to the problem.
All right, thanks, Matt. I mean, yeah, that's your idea. You want to trade him. I mean, I understand your point And I know a lot of people probably think like that there's no room for this in baseball. But, you know, I don't see the Pirates trading Starling Marte, though.
No, I don't either. I'm just saying that they should. It's not going to happen. Matt, I always take any compliment from you I can get. However, the Pirates, I think, were 24-24 or something like that without Marte. No, that wouldn't be 40. I mean, they were a 500 club without Marte. They didn't prove they could win without him.
Yeah, I know. They need a Starling Marte, and they wouldn't buy enough to replace him. Right. They need probably another pitcher. That's maybe some bullpen help. I think that's what they need right now. Like Gene said earlier in the show, they can move some pieces around and figure out a third matchup for the rest of the season. All right, let's go out to Gator in Carnegie. How you doing, Gator?
How you doing? I'm just making a comment. I think the Milwaukee curse is over finally, and I hope the whole team feels the same way about the situation. And also, I feel all the other teams are a bunch of donkeys.
You know, thanks for your call, Gator. You know, about a month ago, we were sitting here talking about how this series was over, and we're talking about a sweep. They won the first 2 games at Milwaukee, then all of a sudden they lost the next 2 games. So, I mean, yeah, you got to listen to what he said. I mean, this is far from over. They could lose the next 2 games and be back at 7 games back and not gain any ground against this team. But, you know, I think they're going to win one of the next 2. That's a good bet, but they could lose both.
Well, sure. I mean, if you win one of the next 2, you've made some progress in this series, and it was a big series. It's really the pivotal series of the season to this point. And if you don't win one of them, then you really haven't accomplished much. All
right, let's go out to Harry in Collier. How you doing, Harry?
Hey, Stan. Hey, Gene. Hey, love your show. Hey,
thanks.
You know, we always talk about rebuilding this and that. I think we got a shot this year. You know, like you said there, we're getting hot at the right time. We're playing good ball. Hey, we could come on and we could catch the Brewers. You know, and like you say, we win these 2, we're only 3 games out. And if we win 1, we're 4. So, you know, if the Pens would have lost to the Capitals, Malcolm and the rest of the team, you know, we got to keep building. Heck, you know, I've been a Pirate fan for 40 years. You know, I'm not going to stop just this year or next year. You know, we got to continue. You know, if they want fan support, you know, they got to put a little money into the team and keep building, not just keep trading everything away.
Yeah, they've been building for the last 20 years. And I think they're starting to lose a little bit of support. But, you know, hey, sweeping the Brewers can turn things around, and you can see the attendance rise. And if they go out and get one guy, who knows where they could be. I mean, Gene, am I right? This was the year that they kind of said that was going to be their year, 2017. And, you know, a couple mishaps and some stuff didn't go their way. But this was the year that they thought they were going to be contenders.
Yeah, it was, and they could still do it, you know, next year too. They still have a little bit of a window here, as long as they control McCutchen and Cole and are in a position to keep them. You know, they still have an opportunity.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm not giving up on this year, but next year they potentially could be in it, just like you said. You know, you keep Andrew McCutchen around. Just don't worry about doing anything with him. You keep him around, and you add a couple pieces, you should be right in the mix. And I don't know if you can count on Gung, then go out and get a third baseman if he isn't your guy. So I'm not giving up on next year as long as they hold on to a guy like Andrew McCutchen. All right, we got to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls and some of your tweets coming up next. Stay right there.